Hello everyone, welcome back to our weekly market analysis video with me, Frankie, your market analyst at Markets For You. In today's video, we'll be looking at the key economic events and data releases from September 15th to September 19th, 2025. I've already set up my screen to display the economic calendar from the traders room at Markets For You. I've set the dates from September 15th to September 19th, covering this week's important events in GMT. Please remember to adjust to your respective time zones. Let's dive into this week's events. Monday starts with US New York Empire State Manufacturing Index data. Tuesday brings UK employment figures, Eurozone industrial production, German ZEW economic sentiment, US retail sales data, Canadian inflation figures, US industrial production, and Japanese trade balance data. Wednesday features a major day with UK inflation data, US housing starts and building permits, the Bank of Canada interest rate decision where rates are expected to be cut to 2.5% from 2.75%, the Federal Reserve interest rate decision with an expected cut to 4.25% from 4.5%, followed by the Fed press conference. We'll also see New Zealand GDP figures and Japanese machinery orders. Thursday includes Australian employment data, the Bank of England interest rate decision, US Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index, initial jobless claims, and Japanese inflation figures. Friday concludes with the Bank of Japan interest rate decision, UK and German data releases, and Canadian retail sales figures. This week's key market-moving events will be the Federal Reserve interest rate decision on Wednesday and the Bank of Canada decision on the same day. The Bank of England and Bank of Japan decisions on Thursday and Friday respectively will also be crucial for their respective currencies. Now, let's go to the technical analysis. This week, we'll focus on the US dollar against the Canadian dollar and the British pound against the US dollar, as both instruments face significant central bank decisions. Let's start with the US dollar against the Canadian dollar. Looking at the daily chart, the dollar-Canadian dollar pair is currently trading around 1.3843, showing signs of consolidation after recent upward movement. With the Bank of Canada interest rate decision ahead on Wednesday, where rates are expected to be cut by 25 basis points to 2.5%, this could provide upward momentum for the pair. Looking at important levels, the US dollar against the Canadian dollar has support at 1.3732 and 1.3656, while resistance can be found at 1.3926 and 1.4005. The price is currently trading above the 20-day moving average, the white line, which is acting as dynamic support. The stochastic oscillator is moving flat near the overbought area, suggesting the pair may be due for a pullback or consolidation before potentially moving higher. The 1.3926 resistance level will be particularly important to watch during Wednesday's BOC decision, as a confirmed rate cut could drive the pair toward the higher resistance at 1.4005. Now, let's turn to the British pound against the US dollar. On the daily chart, the pound-dollar pair is currently trading around 1.3504, with the price now moving above the 20-day moving average. The pair faces important UK inflation data on Wednesday and the Bank of England interest rate decision on Thursday. Looking at key levels, the British pound against the US dollar has support at 1.3429 and 1.3333, while resistance stands at 1.3681 and 1.3788. The price movement above the 20-day moving average, the white line, is a positive technical development. The stochastic oscillator is moving flat near the overbought area, suggesting the pair may consolidate at current levels before potentially continuing higher. Wednesday's UK inflation figures will be closely watched ahead of Thursday's BOE decision. The 1.3681 resistance level will be crucial to monitor, as a break above could open the path toward 1.3788. Both instruments could see considerable volatility this week. Traders should be particularly cautious during Wednesday's Fed and BOC decisions, as well as Thursday's BOE decision, as these events can cause sudden spikes in volatility and potential gap risks. Remember, always manage your risk carefully and never invest more than you can afford to lose. That's it for this week's analysis. See you in the next video.